Hello friends, in this video we are talking about assembling the business case. We started with identifying or defining a problem. We come up with a problem or an opportunity statement which helps stakeholder to agree on what problem or what opportunity they are looking to get solved. So we worked on the problem statement in this stage. After that, we looked at the current state of our organization. We looked at what all capabilities do we have, what other capabilities we should have in order to solve this particular problem. Now, this assessment of our current and desired skills leads to an identification of gaps. Now, from gap, we thought of that what actions we should take so that these gaps can be filled and we should be able to solve this particular problem. So we went into the next step and we looked at actions, and then we evaluated those actions by way of which is a feasible one, which one makes a business sense, cost, benefit, sense. Now, this all information is needed when we want to put everything in a one documentary format, and this goes into a document called business case. The primary intent of business case is that we don't have to solve all the problems. Only the problems which helps us in getting more money should be taken forward. Now, on top of this information, we may add some of the other elements when we assemble the business case. We may also look at risk. Now, while doing all this is action identification or doing a ranking, we might have identified that there are some business risks which should be taken care when we develop the solution for this particular problem. So we may consider documenting those risks into a business case. We may also look at assumptions which we have made while making this assessment. So at a business case level, it's a good idea if we also write the assumptions and constraints. Now, many organizations will have a defined template for business case, and in many organizations, the business case document per se may not exist. They may just start with problem definition or on the basis of the feasibility analysis of the given solution. Now, while we were doing cost benefit analysis, we did a lot of financial assessment also. We looked at net present value, we looked at internal rate of return. In many organizations, that detailed financial cost benefit analysis may not be done for a given a problem or an opportunity. But it's a good approach if we have a formal documented business case before we kick off a project. On top of it, it's also recommended that in a business case, we also include the evaluation criteria. Now, what is this evaluation criteria are? Once we develop the solution, how do we evaluate that this solution is meeting or solving the problem which we have identified? How do we identify that this business case which we are assembling is getting realized by the project? So it's desirable to add the evaluation in a business case document. Now, a good business case document should have executive summary. Now, because usually the business case documents are looked by stakeholders who are very senior in the organizations. So they just want to get the big picture. They may not want to get into the detailed analysis of your selection of a particular solution. So you need to present a big picture in an executive summary manner in the beginning of your business case, and it can be supported with a detailed justification and alternative analysis. So somebody who wants to get into the detail can see these details. It's also depend upon your stakeholders. Sometimes your stakeholders might be very detailed oriented. In those cases, you may make a very detailed business case. The problem with the business case document is many times we make it too complicated and it becomes very difficult to understand and why why we are doing why we are solving this particular problem, and why we are taking this particular solution for a given problem. So as a business analyst, we should try that business case should be an easy read document, should have sufficient detail, should have sufficient justification of your solution, but should not be very complicated. Now what do? We have a final business case. How do we use it in a project life cycle? This business case triggers the project charter. So if the stakeholder finds the business case compelling, they will go ahead and say that, okay, let's start this particular project. So for example, like I was giving the PMI PBA example in my previous videos, we assemble this all information and we come up with that it's a very profitable option that we should develop a business analysis as program which can help candidates to do a PMI PBA certificate. And if the financial projections, everything makes sense, we will trigger the project which will provide us an online content for PMI PBA certificate. So this business case triggers the project via project charter. So when project manager get a approval for a project or authorization for the project, you should look at why I'm doing it. What is the business case behind it? Now, this project charter and this particular business case is not only a one-time static document. It's not like that we have started the project, now we don't have to look back to the business case because the project is already ongoing. This approach we should not be taking. Whenever we do an evaluation of the solution, which we can do at a multiple stages, we need to look at business case, because business case would be providing you evaluation level, business level matrices. For example, are we able to make that particular revenue number by this particular solution? Are we able to create a buzz which we have visualized while preparing a business case as in a business analysis community? So such kind of evaluation might be done at multiple stages. The other factor is that this business case is not static. While we are developing solution here, the environment may put few challenges or may come up with some opportunity which may change this particular business case. It's not like that once we have decided that we would be working on PMI PBA, we have to just finish it. It may happen that when we are in a midway and we see that environment has drastically changed from the point where we have started this particular project and business case is no more valid, we may stop working on this particular project. So we need to keep taking feedbacks from an environment, from a project progress as well in the business case. Because the project which we have thought we would be able to do it in 1 month, if it is taking 1 year, it may also may not be feasible, may not be making business sense, because the business case may not remain valid. So in general, at a summary level, it's a very important document. In many organizations, you may not have it, but if you have a business case document, it consolidates, it compiles all the need assessment related analysis, all the need assessment related solution identification summary into a one consolidated document, which works as a guideline for a project implementation team. Thank you.